All right, friends, here we go. This is chapter 3 of Aunt Barb's Magic Oven, a novel I wrote a while back. A rather strange but pleasant novel, A Tale of the Afterlife. Yeah, well, it is. And I think you're going to enjoy it. Well, anyway, we're at the very beginning at basically section 3, chapter 3 might be the better way to put it, I suppose. And shall we begin? Okay, here we go. Aunt Barb's Magic Oven, this chapter entitled To Grandmother's House We Go. The trip from the airport in Pittsburgh to Grandma's house didn't really take that long. Pretty much we went over a few rivers and through some woods here and there, and bingo, we were at her front door. It wasn't that cold a night for November in Pennsylvania. Still, from living in the Carolinas for a year or two now, my blood was a bit thin. It was nice to get inside and get all the hugs a fella could stand. Grandma had some large lumps of soft coal burning in the living room fireplace. The fire had a pretty blue flame. Methane. Yeah, yeah. I stood in front of the fire and warmed my back. The house had a smell to it of perfume, spaghetti sauce, and coal gas. Oh, but I loved that house. Heaven would be hard put to be any better. Grandma was just an angel with a wooden spoon in her hand. Really, she was. She always kept candy in the little bowl on the coffee table in the living room. Grandma had colored TV even before the bars in town had it. Now that I was older, there was beer in the fridge. Yep, Pennsylvania beer at that. Rolling Rock, Schmitz, Iron City. I figured on having one of each. If you were hungry, all you had to do was nod. And before you could even blink your eyes, Grandma would have, something like ravioli and meatballs on the table just for you. And the garlic bread would be on its way. Yeah, it would just appear right there on the table. Bang, just like that. Yeah, all of Grandma's girls could cook like crazy, too. You know how Johnny Mathis, Elvis, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin could just open their mouths and sing? Well, that's how Grandma and her girls could cook. It came natural to them. Take my mom, for example. Cooking to her was like breathing to me. She did it without any effort at all. Gosh, I remember seeing Mom make potato chips in her kitchen back home when I was a kid. I could have burnt the house down trying some fool thing like that. For Mom, it was easy. I've seen Mom take a cut of meat that was better off being a sole on a steel worker's boot and turn that slab of meat into a tender feast for 12 toothless but famished guests. When Mom was done with that slab of gristle, cream of tomato soup would be tough by comparison. Grandma taught her girls well, all her girls. Aunt Barb was the same way as Mom. Good thing, too. Barb and Uncle Bill had 5 kids, and they were always like any other kid, always hungry. Like Mom, you give Aunt Barb a hunk of roadkill and a bucket of spiders, and in 10 minutes she'd have a feast set before you. Actually, spiders, aren't that bad if it's Aunt Barb cooking them. One thing for certain is, though, that with spiders, you get 8 drumsticks each. Big problem, though, is that there's just not much meat on the bones. Yeah, as far as with the spiders. That was what was really weird was that cooking was effortless for the girls, for all of the girls, including Grandma. I guess pretty much everyone has some kind of gift like that. Yeah, I guess. Well, as for me, except for being a little nervous before walking into the squad hall, I was perfectly happy to hop into the back of an ambulance and speed off to a 12-car pileup. I was happy to do it. I wasn't happy that it was happening, but I was happy to go help. I could be up to my neck in blood and splintered bones for hours at a time and think nothing of it. Of course, some might say I'd be terrified if I ever actually really looked at the situation I found myself in, but really, no, it was a cakewalk for me, and it was the right thing to do. Good or bad, it was something I could do that came without any real effort or fear. For Grandma and her girls, that thing was cooking. It never, as far as I knew, wore them to a frazzle. So I wasn't surprised a bit as I was eating ravioli and meatballs in Grandma's kitchen at 11 p.m. the night before Thanksgiving when Grandma asked if I wanted to see the 3 turkeys she already cooked for tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day. She also said there were 2 in the fridge downstairs that Aunt Barb cooked ahead of time, just in case. Oh, and she wanted me to finish all the ravioli because my mom and dad were soon to arrive from New Jersey, and Grandma added that, well, she needed to make room in the fridge because Mom was bringing a few turkeys and, well, maybe a drum or 2 of stuffing. And a vat of gravy. Yeah. So anyway, that's chapter 3, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. Well, we'll meet again tomorrow. Bye now.